But the reason why I call this press conference is that the fact that all you see in the social media is not this little girl writing it. It's not the mother of the girl writing it. It's Kemi Olunloyo. What she's doing is even illegal because you are impersonating a minor. She's the one that established the account for the little girl, established the account for the mother of the girl. And then using this account at anytime she wants to start trouble, it's like every year. And from what the family told me, from what the girl told, she was using the family, using the little girl to make money.
Now, with regards to the page, a minimum page Fano, I'm very passionate about Anu's story. Okay? Many women have Anu's story. Even me, I have Anu's story. A minimum page in November 2018. I am a journalist, among other things. But page mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní awareness. Mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní individuality. Mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní exposure.
That's why they had the falling apart. That's why they stopped talking to her. She was using them. She's the one that controls those accounts. It's not legal. She can, nobody, apparently she claims she's not in Nigeria. But she can get into trouble. How can you use a minor's name, open account? I don't know why the Instagram, or I'm not on social media, whichever one she's using, to use this girl's name to write all kinds of nonsense against. Because I've started paying the girl's school fees again, the auntie was worried. I told her, don't worry about it. You are not the one doing it. It's this crazy Kemi Olunloyo.
Mo jókòó pẹ̀lú Ayọ̀ Labinjo ní Options Nightclub ní Ìbàdàn. Ìbàdàn ni mo gbé ńgbà yẹn. Mo bá Ayọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ with regards to what is going on. Mo gbọ́ side story ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ gbọ́ side story Davido. Davido respond. We're not responding to it. Ó wà ní Nigerian Tribune. At the end of the day, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I called a news conference. I called 12 media outlets, 5 showed up. Channels was one of them. And some others. Nigerian Tribune reporter, Ofal story here. I have all the clips, everything I posted. But my page on Instagram, Ati Kemi Olunloyo, doesn't exist anymore. However, I posted many of these things on Facebook and YouTube. You can go and get it there. These are archives. I'm a journalist. At the end of the day, ọmọ yẹn pé 5 years old in November 19th, mo ṣe birthday fún. I paid money out of my own pockets for this child to have a life, an individual life, individuality. You know what they call individuality? Kò fọ́mọ any exposure. Ẹ ṣáà mọ Helen Kenya, kò ṣe ń kígbe fún tiẹ̀. At the end of the day, nǹkan tí mo ṣe fún Anu nìyẹn.
Ọ̀pọ̀ ló ń béèrè wípé kí lóhun tí David Adeleke tí gbogbo ènìyàn mọ̀ sí Davido gbà lọ́wọ́ Kemi Olunloyo tó fi lọ́rùn iṣu ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ náà tó ní wọ́n bímọ fún níta lòun fẹ́ kú sí. Ọmọ tí Davido kọ̀ tó lóun ò gbà. Ó ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ tí Kemi Olunloyo ti ń bá Davido fa wàhálà lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn sì ń sọ pé kí ni Davido fi ṣe Kemi Olunloyo tó fi jẹ́ pé nígbà gbogbo ló ń jẹ ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Èyí tó tún ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ yìí ló ní ti ròyìn kan tó jáde lẹ́nu àìpẹ́ yìí wípé ọmọdébìnrin kan tí wọ́n ń pè ní Àánú, èyí tí awuyewuye ti ń wáyé nípa ẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ wípé Davido ló bí, tó sì jẹ́ wípé Kemi Olunloyo ni wọ́n ló gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà rù bí ẹni rúgbà, tó ń tẹnumọ́ ṣáṣáṣá pé kí Davido tẹ́wọ́ gba ọmọ rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ tó bí síta. Ṣùgbọ́n tí Davido ti jáde láìmọye ìgbà wípé òun kọ́ lòun bímọ, òun kọ́ lòun lọ́mọ, àti wípé òun ti lọ ṣe DNA àyẹ̀wò láìmọye ìgbà, pàápàá jùlọ ó ti fẹ́ẹ̀ tó 4 sí 5 tóun ti ṣe o, pé gbogbo àbájáde èsì àyẹ̀wò tóun ṣe ni pé ọmọ òun kọ́. Lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, bàbá tó bí Davido fúnra rẹ̀ ó ti wá jáde síta nítorí pé ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ tọ́pọ̀ èèyàn ti ń sọ pé ṣé bàbá tó bí Davido, Dèjì Adeleke, ṣé kò mọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ni? Àbí ṣé bí àgbà kì í wà lọ́jà kórí ọmọ tuntun wọ́? Tó bá jẹ́ towó, owó ń bẹ. Tó bá sì jẹ́ ti ọrọ̀ àti ọlá, méjèèjì wà pẹ̀lú. ṣebí ká tiẹ̀ gbà wípé ìran bàbá Davido tálákà kanlẹ̀ àbá pé bóyá torí owó tí ò sí lọ́wọ́ ni wọ́n ṣe gbẹ́nu dákẹ́ tí wọ́n sì dákẹ́ bí olóńdò láì wí nǹkan kan nípa rẹ̀. Látìgbà yìí wá tí Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀ ti ń pariwo pé Davido bímọ síta tí wọ́n ń pè ní Àánú pé kó lọ gba ọmọ rẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn àgbà kan tó sọ wípé má foko mi dá ọ̀nà, ọjọ́ kan là á kọ̀ ọ́. Gbangba là á sunkún ọkọ, kọ̀rọ̀ là mọ́ ń sunkún àlè. Bàbá Davido ti wá jáde ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jà rìnrìn tipẹ́tipẹ́ yìí o. Ó sọ mẹ́wàá nínú ọ̀rọ̀, ó sì sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ tó ti gbé ṣáájú àkókò yìí àti bí tí ọ̀rọ̀ náà dé dúró. Ó sì tún sọ̀rọ̀ kan Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀ ìdí tí èyí ń fi ń pariwo lemọ́lemọ́ tó fi ń pariwo sókè ní gbogbo ìgbà lórí ayélujára lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Davido. Gbogbo ohun tó sọ pátápátá lẹ ó gbọ́ nínú fọ́nrán fídíò yìí o. Gbọ̀ngàn sọ akutuku hó. Bàbá Davido sọ̀rọ̀. Èyí tó tún wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní wípé lẹ́yìn tó sọ̀rọ̀ tán ní Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀ lòun náà bá tún jáde síta ó ní ẹ mọ́ fi nù mí mo mọ̀ ọ́ jẹ́ o. Ó fèsì ọ̀rọ̀. Kí ni Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀ kí ni tó fọ̀ lésì? Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn pọ̀, ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ ẹ farabalẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ gbọ́. Ẹ máa bá wa share rẹ̀. Ẹ fìgbà gbogbo fẹ́ràn ìkànnì Òjó Awógbèmí Kábíyèsí TV. Oríṣiríṣi àwọn ètò ó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Bàbá Davido àti Kẹ́mi Olúnlọ́yọ̀ wọ́n ti dojú ìjà kọra wọn o. Ẹ wá gbọ́ bó ṣe lọ.
Got to know about Anu. I received him. This is the document. I received this in the mail. Through DHL to my office. This is the DHL sent to me by Bandele A. Aiku and Co. from Ibadan in 2014 by DHL. And in the package are pictures of a little girl and pictures of David. I mean, they put David picture, with the little girl. This was maybe they took I don't know where they cropped David's picture and put it, and this the mother of the girl. So I received this in the mail 2014, and in that mail also, curiously, there was the birth certificate of the child. And what caught my attention was that in the record of the birth certificate, they said full name of father, Adeleke David. Full name of mother, Adeleke Ayotomide. How can she be Adeleke? So that is that caught my attention. And then also in that DHL package was this letter from the grandmother of Anu with her telephone number. I'm going to still show everybody up close so you can see everything. And he wrote, "Dear sir, I know you and your family are in good health and your work is thriving well because the Lord has been good to you, so I do not expect otherwise. Sir, I'm a widow with 2 daughters. I lost my husband 13 years ago and have single-handedly raised both of them with the help of God, but still haven't been, but it has been very challenging. Early last year, my eldest daughter, Ayotomide, informed me that your son, David Adeleke, was responsible for her pregnancy. Their meeting occurred when your son came to Ibadan for a show. I sat with her as a mother to ask her about the father of the child, and she has confided in me so many times that your son is indeed the father of her child. She put to bed on November 19, 2013, and gave birth to a baby girl. So I'm not trying in any way to extort you, but to ask that your son steps up for paternity tests to confirm and take full responsibility of his daughter. I'm also not asking your son to marry her at all. Contained in this envelope are pictures of the baby and my daughter. Sir, I know you are a God-fearing man, and I plead with you for the sake of the pain that the widow goes through to raise our children, that you give me a quick and favorable response. Thank you, and God bless you. Immediately I saw this letter, even before calling David, before telling David, about this, that I called this woman and I said, look, I've not spoken to my son yet, but I'm going to speak to him. But I'll suggest to you to give me your address in Ibadan. I'll send my driver to come and know where you live. But I can assure you that if this girl is my granddaughter, you have no problems with me. I'll welcome her into my family happily. She was happy. She gave me her address. I gave the address to my driver. My driver went to Ibadan the next day to know exactly where they live. And I told her that, look, the hospital that I use in Lekki here is an Indian hospital, Vedic hospital. That's where I do my checkups and everything. And that I can ask the hospital to arrange for a DNA test. So when I went to the hospital, I went there myself. The hospital told me that they don't actually do the DNA test in-house, but there's a clinic that they partner with that they will invite to take samples of both the child and the father. But these samples will be sent to South Africa for analysis. A laboratory in South Africa, because it's not done in Nigeria. I don't think they have a lab in Nigeria that can do the DNA analysis. And I said, okay. And I called her, gave her the information that anytime they are ready, I'll send my driver to pick you up from Ibadan. So on the appointed day, I sent my driver to Ibadan very early. And my driver brought the mother of the child, the grandmother, and the baby. The three of them came. And because my driver knows Vedic Hospital, they came in. They were already there before I came in with. I asked David to come here, and Lati, his aide. So David, myself, and Lati went, and we met them at Vedic Hospital. We went upstairs, and the Indian doctor said, he will allow only David, myself, the grandma, the mother of the baby, and the child. Lati can wait. So we're all in the same room, and he told us the procedure. It was not, I've read in the social media that they were drawing blood. It was not done by blood. It was from their saliva in their mouth. So they brought the thing and swapped David's and put it in the container and sealed it. Swapped the baby's own and sealed it. And they told us that these samples will be sent to South Africa for analysis. And then when it's ready, myself and the mom and the grandmother grandmother of the baby, signed that both of us would be the ones to receive the result. So when the result was ready, I called her. They said, Madam, they said the result is out. I'll send my driver to pick you up so that both of us, because they will not give it to one person. We've already signed that both of us will see the result. So we went and they opened the result before both of us. And, I'll read to you what, and I'm still going to show it to you. I'll show you all the other ones that we did also, but I can only show it to you, but I will not allow you to copy it because of one reason. Number one, it's very dangerous for someone's DNA profile to be in the public. Dangerous for David for one reason. Somebody can use it to frame him. If somebody commits a crime tomorrow and they say, they've taken sample of saliva or blood or whatever, or you know, or a sperm or what, you know, in case of rape, and the police comes out to say this is the DNA profile of the person will go to jail. So I cannot share. I'll let you see it, but I will not allow you to copy his DNA. The portion that shows the result without the DNA profile, I'll show you can copy that. And at the same time also, I cannot legally share with you the DNA profile of that innocent little girl, Anu, because she's a minor and I don't have the permission of her parents to share her DNA. So we have to be very careful. But anyway, I'll show you the result for you to just see. And so they opened this was the first DNA. This is the original copy that I was giving one, and the grandma was giving another one. And at the end of the whole story, they wrote here that probability of paternity 0.00%. And the mom asked the lab guy that, what does this mean? He said, it means that David is not the father of this child. And she was really disappointed. She broke down. She was crying, the grandmother.
Today is January 21st, 2026. Mo fẹ́ ṣe video in English àti Yorùbá because mo fẹ́ kó yé àwọn tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá àti àwọn tí ò gbọ́ English. So mo máa ṣe in 2 languages. I'm actually going to do 2 different videos. So kẹfẹ́ tí ń sílẹ̀. Now, a few people contact me lórí page mi tán ní pé video kan circulate of Dr. Ija Koju Baba Davido tó sọ pé Davido kọ́ ló father àánú period, and that Kemi Olunloyo ló run page yẹn ló ń post fún àánú, post fún ìyá, post fún gbogbo ẹ̀. Mo máa clarify everything for everybody and see. Then Dr. Adeleke mentioned my child. Ibẹ̀ yẹn ni mi ò lè tolerate ibẹ̀ yẹn. Okay, 61 years old, no matter 62. And I'm sure Dr. Adeleke is almost 70 years old. But let's talk about what's important. Now, with regards to the page, a minimoshi page Afano. I'm very passionate about Anu's story. Okay? Many women have Anu's story. Even me, I have Anu's story. A minimoshi page in November 2018. I am a journalist, among other things. Ìgbà tí mo ṣí page yẹn, mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní awareness. Mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní individuality. Mo fẹ́ fún Anu ní exposure. I have a PR specialist degree among my journalism and pharmacy degrees. So I know PR very, very well. Some of you know my work in PR in Canada. At the end of the day, nígbà tí mo ṣí page yẹn, I opened that page in November of 2018. And I was doing an investigation about Davido and the death of Tagbo, Shime, and DJ Olu. At the time I was doing that investigation, Davido actually came and abused me because I did a story about Chioma and Davido breaking up. So kò like story yẹn, ó pè mí wèrè, ó pè mí cheap drug user, ó ní kí n lọ oil pussy mi. Gbogbo ilé mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ náà. Àwọn idiots kan ṣì wà ń tà tí wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. What did Davido do to this woman? At the end of the day, gbogbo yẹn ti rí sweet. Now, Temi bá harbor resentment sí Davido because of that very tweet. Tí mo dẹ̀ investigate Tagbo, Shime, àti DJ Olu. At that very time, October of 2018, mo ń bá àwọn family Shime sọ̀rọ̀. Sister one pharmacy school at that time. Mo dẹ̀ ń bá àwọn family Tagbo sọ̀rọ̀. Tagbo ló kọ́kọ́ put then Shime and DJ Olu in the car. Now, with that being said, Davido bú mi, Anu Adeleke, ìyá àti grandmother, àwọn náà wá sórí desk mi. So I had 3 cases on my desk. Báwo ni Davido ṣe máa like me? I was doing my job. Investigative journalism, mo fi gbé tàwọn Tagbo. Entertainment and gossip news, mo fi gbé tòun àti Chioma. And now I have another investigation. Mo jókòó pẹ̀lú Ayọ̀ Labinjo ní Options nightclub ní Ìbàdàn. Ìbàdàn ni mo ń gbé ńgbà yẹn. Mo bá Ayọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ with regards to what is going on. Mo gbọ́ side story ẹ̀. Mo fẹ́ gbọ́ side story Davido respond. We're not responding to it. Ó wà ní Nigerian Tribune. At the end of the day, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? I called a news conference. I called 12 media outlets, 5 showed up. Channels was one of them. And some others. Nigerian Tribune reporter, Ofal Story Tier. I have all the clips, everything I posted. But my page on Instagram at Kemi Olunloyo doesn't exist anymore. However, I posted many of these things on Facebook and YouTube. You can go and get it there. These are archives. I'm a journalist. At the end of the day, Omoyepe 5 years old in November 19th, Mushi birthday fun. I paid money out of my own pockets for this child to have a life, an individual life, individuality. You know what they call individuality? Who form any exposure. At the end of the day, to make the whole thing sweet and rosy, Mushi Instagram page fano. Mokwe Mr. Biggs, Mokwe manager be money ejo mo feshi birthday me by. Money how many children? Money there's no children. The celebrant has no friends, go law school, nothing. Mo san owo school omo yi. Mo de gbe lọ sí school kan lẹ́gbẹ̀lé wọn tán choose ngba yẹn. On gbe be yẹn mo. Ayo go gbe bad mo. But at the end of the day, I registered Anu in school. I paid her tuition fully for that year. Then I took her to First Bank of Nigeria to open a kiddie account that she won't be able to access till 18. Mowa Fiosi account here, lump sum. But I've been putting money there every month. Bank manager mi Mohammed. Olumaba mi check account here. Nobody can touch that account until Anu is 18. And that looks like 5 years' time. Kukbe. Is it not 5 years' time? That's a pandemic. Okay. I wanted her to have money of her own. At the end of the day, most of our fans me who donates anything they have. Fano. One particular girl in London who donates 7 dresses. Fano. Brand new dresses. Oh, lost sister, oh, dear Rashofun. Everything I documented. Muya photo anu. Ninu buwan dresses here. Moma lucky anu once a week. That's more anybody. Màá gbé lọ sí food co, supermarkets, ara oúnjẹ, ara provisions nǹkan tó fẹ́, ìyá àti lọ síbi iṣẹ́, lọ sí school. Ìgbà míì grandmother ni máa gbé pẹ̀lú mi tá máa lọ oúnjẹ fún. 10,000-20,000 for the month. It's a lot of money at that time. Everything I did with Anu, I documented it. Because I wanted to give that child a little bit of happiness. Nígbà tí mo interview Ayọ̀ sọ fún mi pé Davido Ati Kemi Olunloyo bá sùn. Mo ní chat tí mò ń wò between ìwọ àti Davido ta ló ń chat ẹ̀ ń bí báyìí? Ṣé B-Red ni? Because the DM was coming from B-Red's account. Onírọ̀ Davido ló ń chat on lórí account B-Red. Kò fẹ́ lo verified account here. In those days, let me see, 2014, 2015. Okay. In those days, verification had come. But he didn't want to use his account because he felt like maybe I would go and post it somewhere. At the end of the day, Momu chats him with the investigator. And psychologically, it's actually Davido that was talking to her using B-Red's account. Was B-Red there that night? Muluwambe. Dijolu was there, Untipu, and another person, another manager. I wrote some things online now that this game I've had a threesome and everything. But my interview alone, she threesome or Benny Kokoso except Davido. I handed the accounts over to Ayo. And once I handed that account to Ayo, I gave her the password and the username. Because I made that page up with a lot of posts, a lot of archives and all. Multi-logins, accounts here in many locations. United States, Qatar. I mean, when I went to Doha, Qatar, on my way to Atlanta, I was cleaning up a lot of things on that plane. Accounts and all that stuff. Okay. I gave that account to her. And at the end of the day, Anu grew up into a girl. She's been doing well in school. I saw one of her report cards before I handed the account to them in 2019. But for some reason, no one posted on that account for 4 years. In 2023, when Anu turned 10 years old, one post photo shoot Anu. I loved it. I posted it on my page. I said, miss some people you. Some of you don't understand that when I left Ibadan, I actually shut people down. Same thing when I left Nigeria. I don't want anybody to get in touch with me. Even my family could not get in touch with me in Lagos. I lived in Lagos for 4 years. Clearly, me she posted for 4 years. I shut everybody down. So, Kid Dr. Adeleke Joko, my son is not on social media. I have an autistic son. Sir, you have 2 autistic grandchildren, Davido's twins. Instead of you to focus on them, you said her own biological son came to say you're a disowner. Is what you Googled. Those things were written by my nephews in 2019. And I did a video and I clarified it with my fans that my son was impersonated. You know, Egbe sorry. Yabo Ojo tried that thing as son disowned her. My youngest son came out on behalf of my autistic son and blasted Yabo in a tweet. The tweet went viral. Dr. Adeleke, can we not go there? You are not supposed to be sitting here as the matriarch of the family. Davido is supposed to be, addressing this issue. So leave my name off it. Okay? I don't have archives of Anu. I don't have Anu's photo. I don't have anything. Titi Labinjo, Emikoni Moron page. Your sister is running the page. Someone came on my DM and said you were scared. You went to Dr. Adeleke. You didn't tell your own family. You went to the oppressors. You didn't see anything. Okay.